Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope that's not too loud. Let's just go with this. So, okay. Well, I'm just getting everything ready here. So if you see a link going up, or if you're just showing up, then you'll know what's going on in a moment. Okay, hello everyone. Hey Sammy. Hey Happy. Okay. And Revenge. Okay, so the idea here is we're going to be going over a couple of things. This might end up being a really short stream. I'm not too sure because I just want to get into things. But yeah, hello everyone that's shown up. So there's going to be a bit of an ideas brainstorming session as well, which is why I'm saying it might be a little bit short. We're up to the core, obviously, and the problem I'm having here, or rather the problem that I have, is some of these rooms, because basically they're just tiny, right? I'll show you what it looks like when we compare to something else here right now. Hang on. Let's see. So what I'm trying to do here is get a comparison from somewhere else. And I'll show you what I mean. And I've already talked to one of the voice actors about this, but I'm just going to be showing you for the sake of it as well. So what we've got here is... I hope this works. Bam! Okay, there we go. So, on this, we've got like the core, obviously, in Minecraft, right? And everyone will be like, dude, where are you going with this? Why have you got it in Minecraft? Really, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain that now. When I do things in 3D, I obviously like to look at other references, or if anybody else has done something in 3D first, I like to have a look at it and see how they've done it. Now, this one in Minecraft is pretty much one-to-one in terms of the layout at the moment, so it's pretty spot on. But as you can see, a lot of the background elements are just not there. It's just dark void, which kind of reflects the game a little bit. When we go into the next sort of area, that's when it becomes the maze and we get the ozone area, like the fog and stuff like that. And this is more of a maze, so it makes more sense to look like this. What I'm doing here is I'm thinking of making, because I need like these dark areas, and because I don't want it to feel as claustrophobic, because when you first go into the core, there's the area with the fire and everything on the right, but if we go in, as you can see, all these areas look very claustrophobic, and then you don't get a sense of scale or whereabouts roughly you are in 3D. Instead, it's just a couple of rooms with some scenery slapped in and that's it. You know, there's no sort of like wider sense of scale or anything else going on. Again, this is just a very, if you look at it just like this, there's just a very thin corridor with stuff placed in it on like a 2D style perspective. But what I wanted to do, I just realized the yellow soundtrack might be blasting too much there. What I wanted to do was do something where we go ahead and we try and map this out a little bit more. Let's just make sure everything's fine here. And by mapping it out a little bit more, what I mean is we try and give these rooms purpose. So like for instance, we have the entranceway here. This is all fine. This is all good. It's all fine and dandy. I don't mind this room being small. But then when we get open into here, this is where it starts going weird. Because we have this open area with just fire in it. I don't know what to do with that at the moment. I have no clue what to do with this area. And then over here, we've got this room. This room just looks like a giant floating platform. But if you go off, like, some of the other artwork and stuff, this is meant to be a lot more open. So, like, we can assume that this wall here comes out and then goes over. You can start slowly making this room into something that's a little bit more bigger and has more purpose. So we can have, like, the white cloud-looking thing going underneath. We can have, like, pipes going around the walls and stuff. And then we obviously go into this next room, which, again, it's kind of weird. We've got, like, a fall-off here. So if we want, we can connect this room to that one. It kind of makes no sense because of that split wall there. Sammy says, I have an idea, go for it. We got this kind of thing going on where we got all this stuff in the distance, right? I'm trying to connect all these parts together. Some of these areas in the background, we can even have them going off, like having areas that we can see off in the distance here or something. Hey, memes! Caution tape beyond the edge. Because the fire, they couldn't build in that direction any further. Potentially, either caution tape or just deliberately have, like, the fire spouts from Hotland down below. You know, they're coming up through here. How you doing, memes? This bit's fine because it implies that there's some sort of, like, tunnel here. Right here, so that just goes into, like, a smaller room. Like this. That's fine. So the thing is, I want to try and make this so it goes from, like, big room to corridor to big room to kind of a corridor thing again, and then we've got this kind of thing going on here. This bit's just weird, because, like, we have this massive corridor, and then it comes out here. It's the place where winging... The funniest part is, if you go off the whole Gaster thing, again, I literally had a similar experience when I tried loading this in VR chat to explain it to somebody before I got lagged out. And, yeah, basically, I spawned in this level, and the floor fell out from underneath me, so I joked and said that I'd been yeeted into the void and then split into multiple different parts and thrown across the Undertale multiverse. So, yeah. Apart from being thrown across the multiverse, I thought you were going to be in VR chat. Yeah, I was going to be in VR chat, and then it just screwed me up. Like, the ping was ridiculous. I think it was trying to force me to go through an update as well, you know, on Windows. But I was like, dude, I'm not taking any chances because of that, you know. Can I write down the ideas I have now? Yeah, sure. Hey, Jump. So, yeah, with this here, I think I want to make this like a big room, like a really big one, and then have some other stuff in, like, the background here. So, I want this to kind of convey a sense of, like, massive scale, as though it's a facility rather than a set of, like, floating platforms. We can do that there like that, and then have some, like, other stuff over here. I'm taking a few days to be off VR chat, says memes. That's fair. I have yet another idea for the little laser spot. Like, for here, I'm unsure. It looks like there's pillars in the background, right? Or something here, like vents. Because of this stuff. And then we've got all this in the background, of which there's, like, some floating platforms. But I can't remember whether it was confirmed whether Toby just left them in there or not. But we could have, like, all these tech details going around here. I got in a school fight today, says Happy. I hope you won. I really hope you won. There we go. So we got this going on. I figure we try and expand this as well. So we go all the way over here. And we bring that in there, so that's enclosed, right? Then over here we can have this as well be kind of one of these areas where it comes over here. We got this large area over here. And then this will wrap around to over here where it comes in there. And then this is obviously going to be connected here. For this bit, we're going to have like a really small area like that. Same over here, that just connects to there. And then this can go like that. I just have a kind of a void going on there. There's lots of void that you can just fall into here, but kind of expanding this open a little bit helps. Let's see. What did I miss? This spot is semi-transparent or like glass. Yeah, I hope you won, Society. I'm sorry, that was funny. No, I hope Happy won for the sake of it. Dave is just a supportive person. I don't like seeing anyone get picked on, but at the same time, if you're going to be in a fight, you know, you want to make sure you win. I did win. This happens on a daily basis. Nah, I win, says Happy. I gojoed it. No, it's like the alternative would be, it's like, oh, I hope it wasn't so bad. You know. It's like, I don't want anybody getting beaten up, but at the same time, I don't want to... I don't want anybody I know to get beaten up for no reason, you know, it's just like... If you're gonna win, then it's all good. This here, I've already explained this. This is... I threw a person through a stall. Nice! That moment where I've switched to the other half of my personality here, and I'm just like... That part of me is just being super supportive and just being like, yeah, kick their ass! It's the, where is it? Where's my avatar? It's the green eye at the moment. Like, because the heterochromia thing, if it was my other avatar, or the other part of me, the blue one would go green and the green one would go red. So, yeah. So, here's where the interesting part is. I also suplexed him because he was light. Oh my god. Talk about absolutely dominant. I hope you T-posed on them afterwards. Just completely assert dominance. I am the main character, says Happy. So, the idea for this final bit, after going all the way through here and opening it up and making it a little bit more like a facility, is, you know this area where we finished talking to Alphys and then this area? Oh crap. No. That moment where I try and draw something and it scales down the rest of the image. Can we just... There we go. It's kind of the same scale. Right. Well, I gotta get back to playing some SRB2 with friends. Enjoy memes! Note to self, never fight Happy. I am a former boxer, says Happy. Oh, dare him. So, for this bit here, where we have the upper bit where we finally talk to Alphys, I figure I have a really cool idea for this. And I mentioned it before, I've shown some video of it. But I thought I'd go over it as well for those who haven't heard this already, and I don't want to just crank out the video repeatedly, is that this entire area, this stage, I want this entire thing to be like an access lift. And it sounds totally crazy, but we see it going up, right, at the beginning. And Toby has mentioned that he wanted it to be like that because it was just boring being on the ground floor. So, my idea is that we have the entire stage be on like an access lift that fills up this entire area, right? And we get on it, And it starts like you would expect at the beginning of the fight and just keeps raising throughout the entire fight. And the idea is that eventually it's going to get to the top floor over here. But in the background, we can just have like a load of walls and everything just strolling on by, you know, to make it look more dynamic. And the idea is eventually at the very end of the fight, it'll hit the top or round near the top and just lock into position. And on the actual elevator, we can have like screens and everything and the stage to make it look like Metaton's basically built a stage on the lift or the elevator, depending on whether you're American or whatever. But basically, the platform that rises up with you on it, it's made to look like a stage that Metaton has built on top of this. So that it just makes sense that it's just a giant version of this here that will then go further up into the new home segment. Right, I figured that's cool. Because, one, it makes sense of the whole thing of, wait, what? It's just a dance floor that lifts up? Instead, it's like, nah, we got this giant cargo thing that goes up. And it's got a giant stage on it, it's got lights on it, it's got screens on it, so it's not what everybody else does. And I'm not doing it just for the sake of being unique. My problem with this area in particular when trying to do it in 3D is that when you see this animated from like anybody else, or whether you see fan art of it, normally it's either a stage that's on the floor on ground level that hasn't moved, so that's already inaccurate, or it's a giant platform that's floating in the middle of nowhere and there's no background scenery and there's just magically floating stands for monsters to be there. It makes no sense for me, like, logically, and my brain is just like, dude, you need to do something about that. And I'm just like, so this is the only thing I could come up with, is it's just a giant cargo platform that raises up with everything on it, because then it still fulfills what it needs to do job-wise. It's just, it's there for another reason, so I can put, like, cargo on it or whatever in the background to make it look as though it's been used for that. And a load of other things, just like small bits of scenery scattered around. I'm still staying within the context of the game. I'm just giving it a more physical and logical purpose that makes it seem more grounded rather than just sort of like, oh yeah, it's just cartoon logic, you know. Logical Dave moment. Yeah, that's the problem with a lot of this, is trying to wrap around. It's like trying to wrap logic around cartoon stuff, like very crazy cartoon stuff. Oh, it's nuts. I leave in 4 days to Sammy. Nice. So yeah, the idea for this then is just like on the sides of these walls and everything that I can put in, like in here, in the starting area where we have these, I can make these, like more of these maybe appear in the sides going this way. Or just have like giant pipes coming out, so we can have like a giant pipe that comes round here and we can see it filtering energy in. It needs to be more than just a black void with nothing to box it in. You know. Like with this one here, we've got the exhaust pipes that we already see in Hotland downstairs, right? That look like the Mario pipes, like this, and they got fire that comes out of them. I figured that's the only way of explaining the fire that's just randomly there. We just have that be like an area where it's just these pipes, these exhausts just sticking out there. It's like, oh, wrong room, there's just fire here. You know? But again, that's weird just having the exhausts there, so the only other thing I could really do in there is just like, I suppose, the only other thing I could really do is have that be a hole, and that just looks directly down into Hotland. And then just be like, look, it goes nowhere, it's just a bottomless pit that goes into Hotland, you know. That would make more sense than having exhaust ports in the actual core. I can get the crowd of monsters in the stands for a bit, especially from an artist perspective. It's like, I like the idea of like monsters in stands and stuff, it's cool, but like when you try and put it in such a small area, I figure that the more likely on like digital screens, especially because of like Methton wanting to be a TV star. You know, so we got this over here. This again, this can go out. What I imagine is this goes out here. And we've got like some kind of like exit. It can be like here or over there, and that's going to be a like an access point where the ice comes in from freaking Snowden. It comes in and then just drops into there. So we've got like the conveyor going on. And that's going to drop in there. And then everything else is like, I don't know whether to make this just flat or whether have it so it's like this bridge is going down to another level and then across, because that would be really cool in terms of like giving it different layers at least. But then of course it meets up over here as well, so that it doesn't make sense really. And then we got that over there. So yeah, it's just like with this, even though that this is like that in that part there, I could always just put like more tech stuff there. Good evening, says Spamcromite. Did you get to look at the lab in Undertale Yellow where you need to use a manager? Oh, the Steamworks. Yeah, I gotta go, says Happy. Bye. Thank you very much, Happy. The room with the fire is a burned out hole with a fire a little far below. Potentially, yeah. Possibly, yeah. The Steamworks would be a good idea to kind of look at to fill up some of this. The Steamworks, I forgot the names of the spam. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. It's just, again, it's that whole thing of trying to make sense of all of this in 3D. I figure, like, a lot of these details, like all the pipes, like, this is going to take quite a while, but doing, like, all these control panel things, and then these large pipes, I just feel like those would continue inside along the walls and stuff. That would fill up a lot of the detail and make sense, and make it look more interesting. Because, like, I need to do this section outside anyway. It's going to be interesting, because I then need to sit the core right on top of this. So yeah, I got the feeling with all the pipes that Toby got inspired by Mother 3 levels, says Spamcromite. I'm going to have a look into that. Yeah, like we've got all these bridges going on. A lot of this stuff, like even the lights here that go across, I can do that like an animation. I need to do these. Oh, dude, I can do the lightning effects. I just realized now, because there's like energy sort of things. I can do the lightning effects in there, and it'll look really cool. I'll save those till last, and then just copy and paste them across. Oh, dude, I just had a really cool idea. Where is it? What was it? God damn it, I'm only getting Lego stuff here. My idea was like lightning rods or like power plants like that. That'd be so cool because I could show off the lightning effect. Because that'd be another way of harnessing this. But then again, it's geothermal energy, not lightning, so... I like geos. I heard Legos this time. Yeah, I was looking for stuff, and the reference ended up just being Lego. I was like, no. Yeah, a lot of the rest of this is like super easy. I just don't want it to be enclosed. Like, I figure with stuff like this is just like one giant wall that goes up, right? And then the idea is this like loops over and comes all the way over here and then comes down. Instead of making the area like super crazy and really enclosed, because again, like when I was showing off the Minecraft stuff before, the Minecraft stuff is I love the way I'm drawing terrible here because I'm using a mouse. That's supposed to just be one giant cube there to simulate all of this kind of being linked kind of, but being more open. Because like with the Minecraft one, while it's good, yeah, the thing is it's too faithful to the sprite work, and it sounds terrible of me to say that, but like what I mean is you get no sense of scale or anything from it. All you get is like very tight corridors with no sort of like differential in height or whatever, and it just looks weird. You know, like this starting area, because it's so enclosed, it's strange to kind of get an idea of where you would be. I suppose if I still got those files where I'm not meant to have. Let's see, OBS. I'm not going to show these on stream, but I swear I had like files where I'm not meant to have that that showed me how somebody else had kind of taken this approach, you know, in terms of like making it bigger. It's either that or I've deleted them already. Yeah, just getting an idea for everything in terms of scale and 3D is cool before I actually just jump into everything, because this entire area, like modeling it is going to be super easy. I've already got, you know, like the modular assets and stuff, so I can just throw them in. It's just a case of wrapping my head around the idea, and then we can execute it as well as can be, you know. Just check and see if OBS is loaded here. Yes, it has. And by that I mean the main file that I record stuff with. Oh, I think I've deleted the file. Because the idea was I record almost everything in VRChat, and I swear one of the things I recorded ages ago was something very similar, and I can't find it now, which sucks because that was really good reference as well. Dude, that sucks so hard. Hey, Damon. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just planning stuff here. Another thing that might be good to reference for this would be the factory from Aliens, maybe. Hang on. See if I can get that. What was it? Factory Aliens to movie. Or the landing pad. Whatever you want to call it. Landing pad. Trying to find the end bit with the queen, because that would be nice. Let's try dropship queen. If I search that, no, that's literally giving me the end of the film. I want the shot of the dropship over the lift area at the very end. Can't find a still of it. I can just go and find the movie, but what I need is that kind of like very sort of like industrial looking setting that I can just like easily reference. Alien 3 is good for something. No, Aliens. You know, specifically, the bit that I'm on about is, you know, where... Oh, it's the freaking atmospheric processor? Hang on, dude. I'm there trying to think about it. Aliens. There we go. Atmospheric processor scene. I was trying to think of what else to call it. It's inside the atmospheric processor. There's a bunch of like tubes and stuff, and I'm just looking at all the old models and everything for here now. The landing pad in the atmospheric processor, that area looks absolutely insane and would probably be good reference. Either that or again the steel plant from Alien 3. That would kind of be cool. Oh, is that? I thought, oh no, somebody had made it as like a tabletop thing. I thought it was actually going to be like set, like proper close-up set areas. Ah, there we go. Even the bit where the APC is driving through the colony. Even that's good because of all the pipes and everything, so... Never mind. More pipes. Now that I look at it, the tile set of each map of Earthbound, they look more like veins than pipes. So what I need to do is do the pipes have potentially see-through parts where you can see like the magma coming up. And then being turned into geothermal energy in here, because we get a little bit of that. Like, I imagine some of these lights aren't only lights, but they're like indicators, like piping sort of as to the lava going through. Didn't Alien have a wide shot of the pad? Yes, it did. It did at the very end. So I'll get that from like the video. But yeah, I figure like having some of these platforms like in the distance and having like pipes wrapped around them just to make sense of everything internally gives it a better sort of like feel. Again, like I think that's going to be the best bet. I'm going to just show off the final reference to you guys, because I had some like really stupid reference, and one of them yet again is like a Sonic one, because being a long-time Sonic fan just sucks because it gets brain rot, or rather you get brain rot. It's just like, dude, what is going on? I can't think about anything else when it comes to sorting out level design other than Sonic. Let's see. There's the example for the other thing, or is it? There's Iron Gate. And then the other one is that one. Because I showed these both off, I think, the other day, but we'll just grab them anyway. Okay, so specifically, if I just pause this, specifically the first one I'm going to show off is going to be more for the actual area, right? And this is just to kind of give you an idea of how open I want this in terms of like it looking like a facility. I just need to grab this, bring it over, and then just bam. There we go. That should work now. Sent you something from Dark Descent, says Damon. Oh, nice. Click. There we go. Ah, nice, nice. Right, so let's do this. Here we go. Right, so what we've got here is, again, it's a Sonic thing. Yeah, it's a thing. If it wasn't like Sonic, it'd be something from Halo or whatever, so. But this is the kind of thing that I imagine the core to kind of be like, and just ignore all the shooting. It's just part of the gameplay. What I mean is, like, the different corridors that are connected all have like these similar details and then these bulkheads and things. But it looks a lot more like a facility because you're going through a small corridor into a bigger area rather than just going through small corridors into slightly longer small corridors, if you get what I mean. Like, the best example that I can give on this area is not, like, here at the beginning. It's when it opens into a much wider room. Just give it a moment. Everyone likes Sonic, or should, says Jamin. It's like, I do like Sonic, it's just one of those things where I feel like I'm annoying people with how much I bring it up in all these videos. Somebody's probably gonna, like, take this in the future and make, like, a clip of how many times I'm like, I take these textures from Sonic, I take these assets from Sonic, so this Sonic idea, you know. But here we go, we got, like, this is what I'm more or less on about. We've got these platforms all over the place, we've got pipes all over the place. You can clearly see where everything goes, but it looks absolutely massive, right? And then we duck inside this area, and immediately we're back into this sort of like slightly claustrophobic environment, but it still has like the pipes. Now we're back out again. I figure that works for the core, because it doesn't restrict us to those smaller areas again, and it allows us to see off into the distance and get a sense of scale. I don't mind it, though. Thought about turning Sammy into a Sonic character to Sammy. Forgot the Chow Mech. Yeah, the Chow Mech is totally a thing, but it's from multiplayer, really. Somebody's modded this in, and then they just... I thought they died there, but... I think that's the end of the level in a moment. Oh, it will be. But yeah, no, the main thing again is this main hub area is definitely what I want to have the core inspired by, because it just gives you a much grander scale and makes everything look a little bit more realistic than just being like, here's a platform, here's another platform, enjoy your platforms, you know. Enjoy platforms on an incredibly long, like, corridor that goes nowhere, it's incredibly narrow, and then you just go out into, like, another area, and then there's only, like, one open area. It's the maze, and the maze still feels claustrophobic, because of all the walls in that, and just how close to the roof it looks. It's like, nah, I'm not so sure about that. No, so that was one that I had for reference. That was for the main corridors and areas, and just basically being like, look, it's gonna be good, you know. Sometimes I take over YouTube and say something unhinged, so I start talking about my creature like it's my OC. So then, the next one we've got is this one, right? And this is the idea that I got, well, rather, this is the concept that gave me the lift idea, right? So, again, I was on about the lift idea at the end of, at the end of the core for Metaton's fight. And this is kind of what I came... Like a first thought of it was like, wait a minute, because I was already trying to get textures from Generations anyway. And it's like, okay, so what are we doing here? It's like, well, this looks kind of similar to what I want. Again, it's that whole thing of the elevator in Undertale would be rising a lot quicker, but it's that whole thing of it's just this massive sort of like thing that you ride on, goes up, and then eventually... The cool part about it would be it raises up to the final position where the door is and the platform. So it gives us a sense of scale as to how big the core is a little bit and how far the lift's gone. And then, there we go, bam, you're up at the top, and then the platform would be at the back with the door being visible in the background. Instead of the Death Egg robot, you know, because you got to replace all these assets with your imagination at the moment until I actually make it in 3D. But just looking at that, I was like, yeah, I can totally use the idea here and make that into the Metaton fight, because that would just work. No, it just seemed to be okay for that. So yeah, those are the two references, the main ones that I've got here at the moment for this. It's just like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So, what I need to do here is just like take that and just apply it to, what was it? Ah, I got a moth flying around me here. Is apply it to this, of which... No, where's the other version? I literally saved another version of there it is. So yeah, last night I did the rails. And I was like, oh, okay, the rails look cool on the bridge. All I need to do really now is get a support strut under there, which I can get from like Sonic Forces or something. Again, it's Sonic stuff. I can just get Sonic assets really easy, so it's no big deal. But yeah, what I'm hoping is that eventually I can make it not look as narrow here, and it'll all be good. So what I need to do is I need to start actually naming this stuff and cleaning this file up, because this file is actually going to make up the majority of the core. The question is that, yeah, that's just the same pylon, so we just got pylon 1. Also, I started watching, or rather rewatching X-Tale today, so I'm pretty happy with that. I need to watch it again. I ended up speed watching it because I was looking after Rachel at the same time. But I need to watch it properly again because it was so good. Let's do main. Let's door frame main geo. Energy pattern? Question mark? What's that bit? Oh, that's the other one. Door frame main geo 2. Energy pattern 2, and then we'll just go through and just label all of these. Screens, there we go. So I need to get rid of that file, but I need to keep the 2 screens. So we go screen left. Oh, yeah. Core screen 1. What I also need to do here is make those reflective. That's one thing I've not done yet, so like we can go here, right? Go add light probe plane. So you can put that in there and go reflection plane 1, right? And then the idea is that I can then take that, position that right above the surface, and it should give me a real-time reflection that will look awesome. Let's see, if I just... That's reflecting the inside. I need to get this just the right position. It's reflecting literally the inside of itself. There we go. Ah, there. I saw that then. Hang on. There we go, there's Toriel. I can just about see her. I need that. And then for distance, where's the settings? I need the distance on this, and then we just increase the distance to like 1 or something. 5? 2.1 for that then. I'm just trying to figure out where the fall off is. Oh. No clipping? Yeah, that's fine. Reshade your blender. I don't think reshade works that way. I need to find something just like real quick. Let's use Toriel. Goat lady. I need you over here for a moment. There we go. There's the reflection, so it does work. Oh no, it's those lights though. I'm gonna have to fix the lights, or I just take the reflection out, because even though the reflection's cool, the problem is that it still happens either way because of the reflective properties of the screen. Hang on. Screen surrounding, right. So its roughness is 1. If I put it to 0, yeah. Okay, so that's the problem. Which means I have to mess around a lot with the lighting in here. Toriel everywhere, indeed. Sonny says, I can't spell. Oh no! So there we go, we got those done. Side light, what is that? Oh, literally the concept side light. This wasn't, I don't think it was in the original, but those are all over the place now. And then we got, what's that collection? Scenery, collection, lift doors, what? I don't even think that's in here anymore, what? Yeah, that looks like it literally has nothing in it. Let's just delete that. What's this? Okay, that's the... Maybe too much bloom. Potentially, yeah. The problem is, like, not all of this is going to be on at the same time like this. But if I tone it down a little bit, it's not too bad. Again, this is in a small, like, really small area. The rest is going to be, like, spread out. So we got, there we go. So we got this kind of thing going on. I need to add the material to that, where it looks like lava or something is flowing into it, or energy. Let's do mechanical, angel, wall scenery. There we go. Once all of this is like set up properly, we'll be good. Bridge, rail, main 1. Bridge, rail, main 2. Oh, bridge, rail, array 1. Bridge, rail, array 2. All I want to do is like get around to actually like mapping this entire thing out now with all of these assets, but I also just want to watch freaking X-Tale again at the same time now. New collection. I just realized I've not put the music back on in a while. Right, let's see here. Wall wires. Then we'll just take the Bezier curve here and just apply that to it. Small wall wire 1. The other one I think was an array. Yeah, it is. It's just hidden off to the side. Large wall wires 1. At least with all of this kind of like organized, I'm going to be able to just figure out where everything is and what it is, and then just be like, oh, okay, this is how I map it. You know. Large. Oh, large wall wires 2. Posted a few references. Hope it's helpful, says David. Thank you very much, sir. Let's have a look. I am. Yes! Metropolis's lab scene looks awesome. Honestly, I think the last time I properly watched Metropolis was, I'm gonna say, early 2000s. Like, really early 2000s, let's think. Probably sometime between... I'm gonna go with between the time period of 2001 and 2004, I think. I'm gonna see when it actually came out. Oh yeah, it has to be after 2001 because that's when it was released. What? That's weird. It's gotta be like 2002, 2003 then, because I swear I saw it on TV. Because specifically, I saw it in Florida on TV in a hotel. Because it was that, and I when I turned on the TV the next time, I was watching I think it was the Cell Saga for Dragon Ball. Okay, there we go. Really specific, but I can remember that. And the thing is, I do have Metropolis actually on DVD as well, so I can watch it more or less whenever I want. Because I remember watching it and I was like, dude, I'm so just gonna get that on DVD just so I can watch it. And then I've still not got around to watching it. Oh, silly me. Do. So that will be, oh, that's the wall and the floor, okay. Wall and floor plate 1. Wall lights 1. Wall and roof segment 1. Broken wall 1. Let's make sure this is... plate, right? Broken wall plate 1. And then all of this stuff just needs to be copied. Single wall plate 1. Oh no, single wall 1. Why is that not rendering either? I just noticed it's not on for rendering though when I... Oh, is that because I used it as a, yeah, I used that as a template. Okay, so we can get rid of that. It's been so long since I touched this, you know, in terms of file, platform, edge, lights, 1. It's been so long since I touched it, like, all these file names are messy and all over the place, especially considering it started out as a demo scene, and now I'm basically going to take that demo scene and just like, okay, I'm reorganizing this so it'll go into the proper one. Remember, everyone, always make sure you organize everything properly. Oh, there we go. Wall, plate, back 1. And then platform, edge 1. Under floor details 1. So many that are all new. And then roof lights 1. And then I just need to, oh, there we go. Door Wall 1. So many other different things to name here now. We good? We good now? I don't have to... I can just name segments kind of similar. Okay. Wall and roof corner 1. So many things that are just called 1 here. What do you do when they boil the water? What do you mean? PSA from Dave. Make sure you always name everything. It sounds kind of open-ended, that question. That's why I'm asking, like, what do you mean? The way it's set up there, it implies that it's like I'm reacting to. They boil the water, the bread oxidizes. We were. I might be missing out on something there. I'm just sat here like, what? Let's see. Platform. Lower details 1. A lot of this might not even get used. Like the modular stuff, I might just make it look very similar. But I know the materials will be used this way anyway. Back wall. Oh no, hang on. Large wall detail 1. Roof segment 1. David. Well, let's do wall lights here, right? So we do wall lights 2. Wall lights 3. Wall lights 4. I really need to like stop typing out the individual things and just like do that. 5. Average says, IDK, I just thought it'd be funny to say madly cryptic crap. It just got me confused, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm just sat here like, I have no clue what you're on about. I'm just gonna just chill and focus on stuff, you know. I don't know whether that was your objective, but either way, it's how you've kind of got me. So, enjoy, I suppose? Right, let's see here. There we go. Underfloor details is going to be the other side here as well. We already named these as bridge. Let's see. Pylon effect 1. Oh, effect 2. Fog plane. And then a lot of these are lights, which I can take and just This is going to be really helpful when I've got all of this done and sorted. It's going to look nice. It's going to look at least a little bit more clear as to like organization, and then I can just like chill basically. And then make up the new version. New collection. We're already looking at like a scene that's a little bit better, and then I can also figure out whether anything is still in here that needs to go. Let's see. That reminds me, did I? Yeah, I did. Name that roof lights. There's something satisfying about just being able to have everything be organized in such a way where it's all good. Oh, dude. I'm gonna have to play that now. Rev's video. Rev, I'm just going to play the audio for this. I'm sorry if you see this in future. I'm not meaning to steal your stuff. I love the way it's the second thing that I look for Undertale stuff is just Revtrosity, the GOAT. It's what's even funnier is the simple fact that like it just says we're not having these types of people in my America, and it just says Dave at the end. And I was like, what the hell? Good job. It's not me, but you'll see what I mean in a moment. I'm gonna put it on in the back.
Let your kids play Undertale. Do not let your kids play. It is a furry cult and turn him gay. My son used to be normal, until he played Undertale. Suddenly, he started wearing animal ears and a tail, and barking. And his friends were too. I googled it, and the goat creature is responsible for this. No, he's stealing the credit card and biting people, and he dropped out of college. This is the goat's fault. Do not let your children around the goat. It's all a part of the Democrat agenda. Joe Biden has rigged the 2024 election. Will turn your child into gay goats so they can vote radical furries into office. I'm filing 2 class action lawsuit to sue the game. This isn't happening in my America. Dave.
Oh, it's always funny, that one. Did you know Rev voiced Dustrous Papyrus? Yeah, for anyone who wants to know what that was, if you search up Revtrosity, the GOAT, it's literally a video from Rev. Dave Lamar, I know, right? That's what I found so funny. Where was this? Average night for Dave walking around with cat ears in his tail. So if you want to find that video, right, it's on Revtrostity's channel. Rev was going to be the original voice of Papyrus for the project, but it didn't happen. So instead, Rev has been helping us behind the scenes. But yeah, if you want, it's a 2-year-old video. It's from Revtrosity, right? And it's just called, in caps, do not let your kids play Undertale, right? And the thumbnail of it is Toby's annoying dog with like a red circle around them with a line through it. It just says, do not let your kids play Undertale. I'll get the link for it. If we can just hear Rev there again. I'm not judging. There we go. So there's the link to Rev's video if you want to see it. It's so funny. Absolutely love Rev stuff. Apparently Rev was in VR chat the other day and I missed out again. Like I love it. Like just meeting people and talking to them. But I missed out again because like the last time Rev was on is when we got the project going. So. I love Rev. Yeah, Rev's great. The thing is, like, Rev originally wanted to do, like, I think Asriel's voice. and then also wanted to do Papyrus. So we had to swap. Originally, Lofi was going to be Papyrus, but we swapped Lofi out for Sans, which took a little bit of changing, but that worked really well in our favor. And then what happened was Rev dropped primarily just because of obviously having to look after the YouTube channel and stuff. So it's like, no, it's fine. There's just a lot of work there, obviously, and I know it's a lot of work for anybody. It's a lot of, stuff for me to ask of one person. So I was like, yeah, it's all good. So we're still on friendly terms, of course. And the best part was Rev actually set us up with a bunch of the other voice cast as a way of saying, hey, I'm helping out, and sorry about that. So it's all good. So we actually didn't lose out from that. We gained a lot. So fun stuff. Rev is a big supporter as well. If you go to Rev's channel and then go to the notes or community posts, you'll see that Rev actually shouted us out as well. Let's see. Come on, roof segment, wall lights, low platform details. I'm trying to remember the bit that I called here. Ah, there we go. Wall and floor plates. Two. Really, can you add a secret guy in Immersiontale called Gaster, who is a homeless guy that looks like Mystery Man, but he says they boil the water and the bread oxidizes, and I'll voice him. No, I'm not doing that. It's just freaky. That's just freaky. And he smokes grass. Funny enough, that reminds me. I got the goop machine done as well. What was that? The low poly goop machine. Have to get all of this done. Ah, there we go. So if I can get this done and organized, it'll make stuff so much easier in future, and plus I can spend time really deciding on what things I want to implement were. The yogurt machine, the ice cream machine for Alphys, where was it? If I just, there we go, the goop machine. I deliberately decided to try out some of the edge loop tools, and it's kind of okay. I went a bit crazy there, though. I need to actually undecimate that. Where is it? Not undecimate, sorry. Do how much detail is there? Because there's actually, even though I decimated, there's still a ridiculous amount of detail there that does not need to be there. Link. Oh, whoa, no. Edge loops, and then we can just dissolve edges. There we go, and then we can do the same here. We can just do that and just go select edge loops, dissolve, and that immediately takes away a ton of vertices. And then for the inside, we can kind of do the same. We can do 1, 2. I think we can get away with 3 or 4 there. We go file select, loops, edge loops, and then just dissolve. Bam! That immediately clears that up a little bit. Yippee! Yeah, I tried to make sure that this was all good, because I like this. You know, admittedly, I've modeled it a little bit way too high poly. I was like, yeah, I'm not really bothered about the polygons at the moment, especially because it's for a film. But then I'm like, you know what? I kind of wish I didn't do that many polys. So as you can see here now, I'm just kind of like taking the loops and just dissolving them. So don't actually need this many in here. It's a bit ridiculous, but that's because I did it high poly first and then was like, you know what? I can just decimate back and it didn't get rid of some of these things. I love the way I've already taken out quite a few polygons as a result. We can do that. And then just go select, link, loops, edge loops. That moment where I just make this like quite low poly now and just like, there we go, done. Okay, now admittedly, I could do that even lower poly though with some of this, but the loop in the bottom I could probably get rid of. We'll just leave it like that for now. So that's not actually too bad anymore. Still looks the same. I've just got rid of some of the polys. Autocorrect murdered. No, it's alright. We'll just save that as incremental. And then, bam, back to that. Day 193 of Dave using modeling words I don't know. Okay, so when I was on about this, what I've done is when I say like high poly, that's just like details. Like for instance, you know something is obviously more detailed for 3D, the more edge loops and vertices you have. Vertices are little points in 3D space that make up a model, but the more wire frame we have here, like the more of these wires going around here, or loops, the more detailed it is. Now, a lot of this is not necessarily needed, but what happens is you get people that do like baby's first model, right? And baby's first model is like what everybody normally ends up doing, or at least they used to. It was like a really old joke for like 3D stuff where people will come in and just go, bam, there we go, right? And look, it's super detailed and super smooth, so it's super cool, right? But the thing is, what you've actually just done is made a ridiculously detailed sphere that is not smooth whatsoever. It's just super high poly. And yeah, high poly is just ridiculous amounts of detail. You'll find that like older games, they're called low poly because they use a lot of things like cubes and cylinders that are like 5 or 6 sided or whatever. High poly is like stuff that you get now where a lot of like character models are super high detail and look really realistic. Some of it you can actually fake as well. Like for instance, you can do what they call baking, where you take a really high detailed model, make a slightly lower quality version of it, and then you essentially slap them right next to each other and tell them to bake the details of the higher detailed one onto the lower one. That helps because essentially what you're doing is you're taking the information from the high poly model and saying, look, go on the lower one for optimization and frame rate purposes so that we're not just rendering like a billion polygons on screen. And by polygons, what we mean is a 4-sided object like this, although you can also deliberately, for a laugh, we can turn the faces here into tries, and what normally happens is you model everything in quads, which are faces like this with 4 points, but whenever you put something in a video game engine, more often than not, it'll triangulate the faces, because that's how rendering engines work, so everything will always be tries anyway. But it's good practice just to use quads. But yeah, vertices, like I was on about before, are these little points as well that we can manipulate in 3D space, which appear on a lot of models, if not all of them. You know, basically you can just pull and push vertices wherever you want them, and the idea is that the more detailed and modeled, the more vertices you have on it. But yeah, it's all kinds of crazy mumbo jumbo. I just tried to simplify it in like 2 seconds there. AAA games, yeah. I hate low poly, it's kind of bland as average. I like it. You just use LOD and Nanite if it's available. Yeah, see, Nanite, what averages on about Nanite is a new technology that was introduced with Unreal Engine 5. Basically, game engines have their own ways of rendering things, and Unreal Engine 5 has its own unique way called Nanite. And essentially what it does is it takes everything and just breaks it down into massive amounts of triangles, because for ages everyone was like, you know what, we're not sure if we can make a rendering engine that just generates and renders massive amounts of triangles. And I'm still not quite sure. I remember looking at Unreal Engine 5 and thinking it was Black Magic when it came out. I still have to watch the trailers for it again, or the descriptions, and look at the documentation for it. But essentially, for someone who's like been in the industry for years, and then who's also like modded stuff and used 3D programs for a long time, and has, you know, like done a load of like different stuff and like going through different tech changes, Unreal Engine 5 is basically Black Magic. It's like, so anyway, everything that you ever wanted to do, yeah, you can basically do that now, and it has no problem with the frame rate or whatever. It's just like, hey, wait, what? It's crazy. Let's see. Sammy says, anyone ever just turn into a ballerina in the kitchen just because you have socks on? No, because depending on what happens, I might slip on the kitchen floor and break my neck. I actually do not think I will be taking up a job as a part-time ballerina in our house. I don't think Jen would appreciate it either. 5 for that one? Moody be slandering my game engine. No, I'm not. It's just Black Magic. It literally is just Black Magic, as in nobody knows how it works, it just does. But you're already a ballerina, remember? Indeed. Indeed. But I'm just not a good ballerina. Just because I'm a ballerina doesn't mean I have to be a good one. Let's do Platform Edge 2 here. There are massive breakdowns to explain Nanite. I'm going to have to look at them then, because like I did not look at them after the initial reveal of Unreal Engine 5. I was just like, oh, it's a thing, it's Black Magic, that's how it works. It's just Black Magic, have fun with that, you know? That's literally what happened. Is that wall plate back there? Broken wall plate, and then, yeah, that's the wall plate back, okay. Which is, I mean, at least I'm being honest, you know, as well. Because, like, for anyone that's not paid attention and has literally just done, like, everything else in terms of, like, tech stuff, especially with, like, former versions of Unreal Engine over the years, it literally is Black Magic. It's crazy. Plus, I just like saying Black Magic over and over and over again. It makes Unreal Engine 5 sound absolutely terrifying, when instead it's absolutely fantastic when it comes to rendering stuff. Two, 1. Wait, what? Okay, so that's 3. It should be 1, 3. Where's 2 then? 2. Okay, the roof and corner segment. Roof and corner segment 2. What's left then? Wait, didn't... I was gonna say that isn't that... Oh, I was just rendering that, but... Why is there a double there? Hang on. That moment when you have double geometry? Very strange. And it's got incorrect normal maps. Not correct normal maps, incorrect textures there. Strange. I kind of feel bad for nanite privilege. Oh, because of nanite privilege. No, you're the dangerous one, says Sammy. Not because you're really good, but because you're clumsy and will take out the opponent simply by tripping. That's fair. Lumen isn't black magic. Chaos physics is black magic. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, the entire engine is just black magic. Let's see, roof lights 3. Roof lights 3. Roof lights 4. Roof lights 5. Roof lights 6. Roof lights 7. And then this random one at the back, and then everything is named in the scene. I'm gonna do a skit of that sometimes to Sammy. That'll be awesome. Sammy, here's where I can just imagine when you go away, you just have like any free time, you'll just be using it to draw stuff, and then come back and be like, check this out, and there'll just be like a load of like crazy funny sketches. Okay, that's singular wall light. 1. Honestly, I can see that happening now in terms of like just any excuse. Just be like, so anyway, I'm not feeling well today, and then just make like a load of artwork. You know, that's exactly what's gonna happen. At least you're gonna have a lot of fun, or at least I hope you are. So there we go. All we need to do now is slap all of this together. And by that I mean just make a load of collections inside of here and then just organize everything. So we've got like broken wall panels. It's fine. And then we do door wall plates. Lighting fixtures. And we can just go platform edge lights. And then all the other lights. There's something incredibly satisfying about just having everything be organized a little bit here. Compared to before, it's just like, oh, it's all over the place, it's fine. And then we got wall and floor. Floor. Oh. Plates. All of that can literally just go into that one. Put that there. Technically that can go in there as well, and then it's just all the segments slash plates. Just stick these 3 in here, and then that's should be it. Screens. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we take all of that, and then just take this collection as well. If I append this, just take all of that. And then we'll make this the core collection. Oh, no, sorry. modular collection. And there we go, that's gonna help a lot. DLSS and... I've heard of DLSS. Okay, let's have a look. Your art is great, I hope you develop it into a career, says David. Right. And then I should be able to clean this up now. There we go, we can just purge that. Love the way that that's totally messed up there, but when we move away, it somehow fixes. It's okay, it's totally fine. We'll take those. We take those. So what I can now do is hopefully just fix up the materials. If I've not already done that. Here we go. Core wires. Let's see. Wall wires. That's another interesting thing that you'll notice after being in game dev or whatever for ages is literally nobody can spell. It's practically nobody can spell. It's just like, yeah, it's fine. There'll always be like some form of typo in a file name or somewhere else. Somebody will just be like, yeah, I don't care. It's whatever. You know, it's so funny. Core. Bridge metal. Gray. Core. Bridge metal. Purple. You'll even see it like coding and stuff, but is that from there? No, metal wall 1, okay. Metal wall 1. Where are we at here? There we go. Now I can clean up the recursive here. Or maybe not. When you see door spelled with a U, Moody, what do you think about frame generation? Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm really not too sure. Let's see here, that's that. I'm just like double checking everything here. Oh, wait a minute, what? Oh, I see. Core, it's gonna be that one then? What's it gonna be? Okay, roof's even worse. I'm like trying not to. Even though that's cool, it's unwrapped incorrectly, so we just do. That's gonna have to be it. Yeah, game devs get all the shortcuts, no offense. Oh, no, all the shortcuts. True, true. Core. Have we got the red light here? Swear, man. Had. Oh, okay, that's that. Core. Red. Lights. Silver? Which one was that one? Okay. Let's go with core silver metal. Looks like a rave, says John. Can't Can't wait for a gamer rant to make a crappy article about Immersiontale when it comes out. Some guys remade Undertale, blah blah blah. They go back to make Silk Song. Wait, you can swear. Did I just swear unintentionally or what? So I did not keep track of what was going on there. Oh, there we go. I know what that one is. Hey, Raphael. Okay, so now if I go like that, I think that solves all the. I was gonna say I think that solves all the problems. Then it doesn't. It still gives me more over here. So I've got these materials. Core, yellow, light. Core, dark, metal, blue. Core, light, metal, blue. Core, dark, metal, red. Core, silver, metal. Okay, now that's done, I think we're all good. I've named everything right. Right, core red. Oh, red. I swear I named that core red light, but okay. I thought so. It's literally that, right? Yeah, there we go. What's that one? Oh, okay, so if I do like... metal, and do... nope. Metal... try that one. I don't even think it was that, was it? It was... that was a completely different, unique one, wasn't it? Huh. Core metal wall 2. Right, if I just go file, cleanup, recursive, that purges one data block there and gives me... okay. Now I can actually go ahead and eventually start doing stuff, and this should be okay. What's that, Jim? What are you playing? Oh, Daily Zone Genshin. I was going to say that looks pretty cool. And then I was like, that looks kind of familiar. Oh. Oh, I'm going to have to look at that in a little bit. I'll get set up and then away we go. That moment where I'm going to like... there's some big lightsabers. Yeah, over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this set up now. So I've got the the rest of the geometry good to go. What we'll do is we'll do this as reference image. Did I hear Genshin? Yes. Hello, Doc. Hello to everyone that's coming in at the moment. So I'm just going to... excuse me. Oh. Why have I got a shortcut to my downloads in my documents folder? That's weird. There's the core. Come on, reference image. There we go. There we go. So the idea for this now is we scale this up, and this is how big the core is going to be essentially. Let's just scale that up to match the... Okay, there we go. And if I just origins. Oh, it's because it's not a 3D thing. Okay, there we go. So yeah, we're looking at that. So the core is going to be... Oh, crap. The core is going to be pretty big here. It's going to be fun. And then we'll do base geometry. Reference image. And then I can just start modeling all of this. And it'll be really fun. Just going to make sure this is the correct scale here. It needs to be slightly bigger. Try that. Ah, there we go. Damon. Right. So what I'm going to do is, we've been streaming for like, what, an hour and 38. I'm going to get going, and I shall go chill out and get some reference and collect it all together and use it in here. But yeah, we're all good. We're all set up and good to go for this next time. So, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed. I've appreciated the company, and I shall see you next time. So until then, bye!